Hello. I'll give everybody a second. I'll let you be fair, there may not be many people tonight because it's Friday and there's like a shit ton of live streams going on, which I had not really thought about. Hadn't taken that part into consideration. Ugh. Water and apple cider vinegar. Settle the stomach. Where can I put this in? Won't get knocked over. Here we go. Anywho. So, alright. I was supposed to be able to watch the movie like earlier tonight and I didn't get a chance to. But this isn't really a review of the movie per se. It's more about all the hubbub people are talking about the movie Prey. And so I watched the previews. I got like some of the idea. Like I said, this is not a review of the movie itself exactly because I haven't been able to see the whole thing. Hey, Optic. Hey, Bone. How are you darlings doing? Mwah. Lots of hugs. But I have been hearing a lot of people kind of having all sorts of opinions about this movie. Um, from the previews I've seen, it looks pretty cool. I mean, I haven't seen the whole thing, but I find like the longest previews I can find to get a whole idea of it. But a lot of people are freaking out because generally they're like, well, you know, she's untrained and somehow she beat the predator. Hey, Tim, how are you, darling? Ah, yeah, it is. Do you want to come up and hang out? I tried to contact you on Guild so I could ask you if you wanted to come visit, but you didn't respond, so I didn't know what to do. But yes, hello Tim, hello Thade. I watched it a few days ago. Well, lucky you, I did not get a chance to. I wanted to, but I did not get a chance to. But let's see if Thade wants to hop up before we chat about it. It's gonna be a pretty short live stream. It's on. Aww, I'm sad. Mm. Oh, also, like, just in case you can't, I'm trying to help somebody out and they don't know that I'm trying to help them out. Oop, that is the wrong thing. I'm trying to find it. Someone's mom is been diagnosed with two different things. That's terrible. Like she's got cancer in the lung, and they were doing a stress test to see if she was healthy enough to get surgery to get those like these little nodules out of her lungs. And they found that she has a blockage and needs bypass surgery. And so I'm like all this in like a span of 3 weeks. It's fucking terrible. And so he's going to probably have to go to Texas and see his mom, and he's going to want to be there for the heart surgery. So I don't have a link for his PayPal. I don't, but like his PayPal name is Fire Optimus. So if you want, you can send some love to him to help him out on his PayPal. It would help toward fuel because he has to go from Oklahoma City to Odessa, Texas. His mom had to pick the farthest part of Texas to move to. Fuck. Hey, Raquel. But yeah, if y'all could. Ooh, hi, Boosh. Goodness, everybody's flooding in quick. Holy cow. But yeah, if you can send like some love to help him, this guy, so he can try to see his mom, or help with fuel to help see his mom, and like I'm not sure when her heart surgery is. Like, I would probably have to ask. Like he told me, I think they're working on getting it scheduled. I think it's gonna be a double bypass. I think. Anywho, so if you can help that person out, that would be awesome. It was a movie, no doubt, right? But yeah, my issue is, and don't get me wrong, people are Tyler opinion. I'm not going to say they're bad people or whatever. But in this day and age, and honestly, there is a lot of reason. There's a lot of movies that are kind of, you know. But I think people have gotten so used to there being some kind of agenda or some kind of something that they're looking for a boogeyman around every corner. Oh, there's something. Oh, they're doing this because of this. And sometimes a movie is just a movie. Sometimes it is just like should be taken at face value. But they're like, this girl is virtually untrained and somehow she beat the predator. And I'm like, and they're making it seem like, I don't know, like it's some kind of woke agenda thing because a female beat him. Like, I'm wondering, it's the very first Terminator that was done, uh, was put out now. Would they say the same thing? Because Sarah Connor started out as a diner waitress. She was like a waitress at a cafe, and like she meets up with future guy, and like eventually she toughens up and helps finish and kill the guy off. Her and the guy help do it together, but she ends up being the lone survivor of it. And I'm pretty sure like your average waitress is not trained to fight a futuristic robot. Pretty sure not. So, but everybody sees Sarah Connor as an icon, which is nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong. But in this day and age, if that movie was made, they would think that was part of the female woke agenda. They probably would, and they would have the same argument for that as they have for this. Now, again, I don't know if the movie is well made. I have not had a chance to see all of it. I haven't. But also, like what I did notice is that his helmet, I guess, I don't know what you call that. It's very primitive looking compared to what we saw in the other Predator movies. And it's possible, even though they're more advanced, they advanced more after interacting with us and learned some of the skills we had. And so at the time when she ran into him, which I think the movie is set in 1717, and so like maybe they hadn't encountered people on Earth, and so they didn't know their tactics and weren't able to fight against the tactics as well. When they came back to Earth again and again, they learned more and more and were better at fighting us than in the original, which makes this the prequel. She doesn't fight it so much as escape and gets lucky. Hey, I mean, shit, whatever works. But Sarah is terrified the whole time. This girl in the movie might be terrified. Sorry. There's nothing wrong with that. Lots of people try to prove themselves worthy of their group or their family or tribe that they hang out with. That's very common. Okay, I have not seen the books. I'll be honest. I didn't know there were books. I feel bad to say that, but I did not. But I wanted to go through like a small little little photo, I guess, exhibit of female icons in action movies. So obviously we got this. Now, granted, there was something weird about her that made her able to fight. She was kind of superhuman. And even though she had like memory issues, she seemed to instinctively be able to fight pretty well. But, I mean, she still ended up a lot of times, being the main survivor of some really weird ass shit. Because I'm not going to lie, that shit was weird. I just can't with that movie. And all its like 7 sequels after that. Because I don't know, but yikes. So, Jodie Foster. Now, of course, Jodie Foster was a newbie, but a FBI trainee, as it says here. And she still like followed her instinct, and she didn't have a whole lot of hand to hand with Buffalo Bill, but it's still a movie that shows an example of someone that may not be taken seriously as much by the others and ends up persevering and making it through. And we all know that Jodie Foster is an absolute icon in this movie. We all know it. Of course, this is maybe a little cheesy, but this is also an example. Most of the Scream movies, I think most of us like them. And she always ends up being the survivor through all of it. Well, sometimes somebody else survives with her. But she gets lucky a few times in the movie as well. And, ends up being able to survive. And so, I don't know. I mean, this probably doesn't have as big of a following as some of those other movies that we've talked about or will be talking about. But it's still a prime example of, someone. I mean, she starts out in the first movie as a high school student. Most high school students are not mentally or physically prepared to fight a serial killer, even though he is also, a high school student as well. But dude's kind of nuts. And crazy people are like weird strong. Now this one's going to be a little obscure. Like maybe nobody's seen this in a really long time, but The Long Kiss Goodnight. And that is about, and just in case you don't remember, it's about a woman who apparently had amnesia and ends up living a normal life, becomes a housewife and all this, and then finds out that before her amnesia, she was actually a hitman. And now, granted, this is actually probably before her career kind of went bad, and I feel bad for her on that. Gina Davis did actually really good in this movie. I would not have pictured her being really good at being a hitman in this film, and she actually did really cool. And I don't feel this was part of any kind of woke agenda. Now, this one may not have a lot of fans, and I saw this in the theaters, and I wasn't a huge fan of the movie. It was okay. It had its good points, its ups and downs. I think they actually tried a little too hard. This may actually not be a very good example, because I think they did try a little too hard in G.I. Jane. So, but it was still kind of cool, to see. It was all right to watch like once or twice every couple of years, I think. But it may not be the best example, but no. And of course, we already discussed Terminator. For some reason, they only listed like Terminator 2, Judgment Day, when I was doing a quick glance through, not the first one. But it still, it still stands, I think. But you like G.I. Jane. All right. I was like, it was all right. I just didn't know if some people would have liked it. And. Oh, hey, Shifty. How are you? Sorry, I was on the other tab, so I could not see. Oh, wow. There was a lot of comments. Hold on. Shoot. Let's see. Wow, there's a lot of comments going on while I was talking. I am so sorry. I missed so much of it. Uh, all right. Yep. He can't. They broke a lot of lore. I've heard they do that a lot. I keep hearing the lead in Prey is a plank of wood. That is kind of weird, but okay. I don't know what that has to do with it, but okay. I think it's people who are focusing a little too much on one thing and not the actual story in the movie itself, is my opinion. Oh yes. I don't. Why is that not in here? Why is that not? I thought I brought up aliens. Actually, where the fuck did it go? Because I did have aliens listed in here. The tab must have got closed down because actually aliens was the very first thing I pulled up. I thought I was missing something. I don't know what's up with that shit. Weird. Okay, yeah, but yeah, Ripley's also a good example. Oh, hold on, let me see. Well, I'm sure there were times when, like, certain members of the tribes would go ahead of the others, like kind of like a point man to go and scout out and make sure everything's okay before the others come along. So someone going off by themselves or going off to be by themselves, I don't think was necessarily an uncommon thing. Yeah, one of the only Predator movies I didn't like was actually that crossover where it was Alien and Predator. I was a fuck shit. I really didn't like that, to be honest. Yes, exactly. And there's a chance that, if that movie was made today as well, people would be like, oh, they just feel like they got to do this female empowerment thing. And there's a good chance, like, to be honest, I'm not sure any generation is too much different in a way that it was in the generation before. The great scene, Silence of the Lambs, the elevator with the big cops and cruises, and then she orders the big guys around. Yeah, and there is probably YouTubers that if they had never seen that movie and they were like, "Hey, this is a new movie, review it," they'd be like, "Yeah, it shows her, bossing, other people around, even though she's an FBI trainee trying to prove herself." They would probably say that. I mean, honestly, a lot of things that we consider iconic today, where probably people had some, different opinions when they first came out. Like, all right, if we're gonna get really nerdy, we'll go with really nerdy. If that scene with Captain Kirk and, oh god, if I get this wrong, Lieutenant Uhura, I think she's Lieutenant. I am not really big into Star Trek. I'm sorry, but I think it's Lieutenant Uhura. These days, we consider that to be an iconic scene when they kiss. They're like, wow, that was the first interracial kiss. We thought we see that as iconic today. But I guarantee you that when that first aired, I bet a few people were like, because that was like the mid '60s that came out. So I'm sure that ruffled some feathers back then, even if it doesn't ruffle our feathers now. So I think every generation is going to have some issue with current movies and think there's some kind of agenda. Now, don't get me wrong. They probably do sneak agendas into movies. I don't doubt they do. I mean, it's called programming for a reason. And so, yeah. So TV programming it's not a big surprise, but I think so often we're trying to find something wrong with it that we end up not enjoying the movie just for its face value, is my opinion of it. Wait, what? Oh, well, I mean, in 10 or 20 years, one might not think that. Oh, yeah, I'm not, I'm not highlighting. No bone, I'm not highlighting that. That whole debacle with Will Smith went on for way too long for what it was. Oh, well, like I said, sometimes you just gotta take it at face value. I'm okay. Like, eh. Am I right? Who is GI Jane is emotionless and boring. Well, that's her supposed to be like tough and like you know, but still like it's okay. I think a lot of people did. I think a lot did. Yeah, I did not like that. That was just a little much for me. It was weird that I was rooting for the Predator because there he is facing all of those things, and I'm like, oh shit! Like, yeah, that's definitely time to nuke your shit right there for sure. Let's see. Oh shit! She came in like about right at the end of what I was saying, but right on. No, she forced it by ignoring the will of the tribe. Like I said, I haven't got a chance to see the whole thing, and that would counter the survival of the tribe, which is selfish and reckless. The movie isn't bad, just found it counter to lore. But as a movie, it was average. Okay. No, the lead in Prey, she okay. The lead in Prey is blank faced and like a plank of wood. Are you indicating that she's flat or like what? Because I'm trying to get understand what you mean by a plank of wood, or she just you think she's as interesting as a plank of wood? Like I'm not entirely sure, but yeah, I was pulling up those tabs. Remember, I was like last night or whatever. I was pulling up tabs for movie examples, and I pulled up Aliens, but I couldn't find it, and I totally forgot that was supposed to be on the list. And someone in the group mentioned it, and I was like, ah, that was going to be the first one I went to. I knew something was fucking missing. I think the tab must have closed, but I was explaining like the difference by like the movies that were made in the '90s and the '80s, and some of the stuff we've seen in the '60s that we consider iconic now may not have been considered so iconic then. And I'm not saying this chick is going to go into down in history as the best Predator movie ever. I'm not saying that. Oh, okay. I didn't know. I've heard people say someone's being as flat as a board, so I didn't know that that's not what you meant. I didn't know. My bad. This was a little confusing. I'm sorry. Hello, Apex. How are you doing?
Hello. I just came over. What's his name?
Tokyo
Tokyo
something?
Tokyo Truckers channel. I'm sorry,
That's it.
I draw a blank.
I remember the Tokyo part.
The Tokyo Truckers channel. Thank you for for the invite. I greatly appreciate it. I had fun. I'm looking forward to be on there again sometime soon.
Well, his chat's moving along actually pretty quick. I'm surprised. Like, wow, nice. But yeah, I mean, I did want to see the movie earlier, but somebody who was going to show me the movie, he got busy, and so like hopefully I do get to see it because like I don't mind checking it out because oftentimes if people make a hubbub about a movie, whether it's good or bad, especially if it's bad, I kind of want to see like what's got them so riled because there are some that just had to take it extra, like they mean this, but they kind of take it a little far, and I'm like, okay, now I want to see why you're upset. Like the last like Star Wars movie, last couple of them, like I wouldn't have even seen those if people didn't make such a hubbub about the situation. Now I'm like, okay, now I gotta go see what they're talking about. I have to go see this now. I saw it for free because I'm not giving anybody my money, like especially a weird ass Disney group. They've always been kind of fucking weird, to be honest. They went from anti-Semitic to like probably child trafficking. It's just fucking weird. I don't know. Anyway, or maybe they're anti-Semitic and child traffickers now. I mean, I have no idea. Anyway, but yes. Oh, and if anybody does want to help Chris out, like sneak him some love because I didn't tell him I was going to do this to help him with fuel to be able to go see his mom, that would be super fucking awesome, and we'll totally love you. I'm almost at 500. 500. I'm almost. How am I almost? Hold up. Let me see. Like, what? Me almost.
Five
Oh,
hundred. 500 and what?
that's what I'm asking. Let me. Like, he can't mean my PayPal because that's not a link to my PayPal. I actually don't have a link to Chris's PayPal. I just know his PayPal name, so that way, hopefully, people can just type it in and be able to do it. I don't know if that'll work. Hopefully, I don't know. It's funny this like my PayPal that I put up. Like I was trying to like all together raise like 500. I didn't eat all at like one time or anything, but like I raised 18% of that. So I don't know if that's what he's referring to or not. I do not know. But anywho, oh, I'm sorry. Okay, I misunderstood. Yeah. Okay, cool. Sorry about that. And congratulations at being almost 500. That's awesome. Very awesome.
Congrats.
Indeed. You're awesome and you deserve it. But yeah, so I know a lot of people are like, we're kind of, I don't know, like some YouTubers just seemed like they were kind of extra, like, you know, this woman and she's like not very well trained or whatever, like, you know, saying, "Oh, she survived. Or the only reason she survived is because like some of the other tribe members wounded the predator." Like that's common. Like you take Predator, the first one, where or not the first. Well, actually, okay, we can go with the first Predator. Like they had caused injuries on the Predator, like a bit here and there throughout the film before he actually had a face off with the main star. Uh, oh my god, I forgot the main stars. I mean, I know the actor. I think it's. I want to see if I can remember his character's name. It's like one name. It's like his last name. They just call each other that. Oh, I forgot off the top of my head. I'm stupid. But anyway, if I had multiple choice, I'd get it. But for some reason, my brain has just shut down. So, yikes. Anyway, but yeah, in the main Predator movie, a lot of them, well, a few of them helped wound the alien before like it got down to the final scene. He still has some injuries on him, but yeah, in Terminator, she didn't fight him by herself. The future guy helped her, and they did some damage here and there. And then she Dutch. Thank you, Shifty. Thank you so much. Exactly, exactly. If it bleeds, you can kill it. That's actually that is. I think I feel that's like very inspiring. Like if you have to face off and ever fight something or someone, like if it bleeds, you can kill it. Like that's inspiring. That's Reese. Reese, I think, is the dark skin guy who has hair. I think. I think that one's Reese, if I'm right. Or is that the little skinny guy? I can't remember. Oh, well, I'm about to wrap it up here in a second. I usually you say you don't want to live stream like this early in the day, or else I would have invited you. I would have. I You told me it's easier for you to stream late at night. That's why I didn't send you the offer because I thought it'd make you feel bad if your ISP wasn't working. I'm sorry. I feel bad. Oh, Reese. Yeah, Reese was the future guy. Yes. I couldn't remember his name, but yes, future guy. Yes, Reese. It's been a long time since I've seen these movies, to be honest. Like, my dad used to watch these movies and I'd watch them with him, and he's been gone for close to 12 years now. So it's been a really long time. But, let's see. I guess, I guess we can. We'll see if Insanity wants to come up and give his opinion as well of the situation. So, let's see if his internet will be good because sometimes his internet's kind of during the day, but like kind of okay at night. Yeah, no, yeah, by all means, like go ahead, like come on in and yeah, you'll test. All right, he'll test it. Cool, because I don't mind getting other people's opinions. It's just that for the last like couple of weeks, I've been hearing other people's opinion, and I'm like, maybe it's not as bad as they're making it sound because they always assume there's a woke agenda behind everything. And I feel like maybe that makes them not really just take the movie at face value as much. Oh, purr, thank you. Cigarettes. Can I have this Reese's? Yes. Anyway, he was like, "Can I have the Reese's?" I'm like, "Heck yeah." We got a Reese's today. It's like this peculiar Reese's, like this big, and it's not your regular Reese's. It's like peanut butter, but I think it also seems to have like either some kind of wafer material or like pretzel. I didn't really look that closely. It's one of the fancier ones, and like, I was like, I don't know if I really want to try it or not. I'm like, kind of about new candy. I'm weird. Although if someone wants me to try new candy, chocolate is definitely the way to make it work. I will hear your opinion. Rawr. She and I we're going to watch it together with
No, I haven't seen it.
Yeah, we were gonna watch it with Dr. Forbin, but he had to go do some stuff, and so we weren't able to do it today. Sadly. Rawr.
I rather put that movie on hold because I haven't seen the first film.
Oh, honey, there's like four. To be
Yeah, I
fair,
know.
they're their own movie though. They take place at different time periods and stuff, so they each movie stands alone. So you wouldn't necessarily. I mean, we can watch the other ones, but it's not necessary. It's different timelines and different like environments and situations. Well, actually, like three of them take place in like jungle or wooded areas, but either way, like each movie is kind of its own. So we can later tonight if you like if we can find them on Netflix or whatever, we can watch them. And hello,
Hello.
Did this work?
yes, so far yes.
I can't hear Moira.
Huh? Hello.
Hold on. I'm
Okay.
checking things.
He's got to
My
do
stuff
equipment
glitched.
inspection. All right, I heard the word glitch. That's not a good sign.
The thing decided to auto detect other microphone and speakers. I'm like, what? No.
Oh, that does sound fun. Well, I don't know, like that flintlock pistol, like that type of rifle. I think was around from probably like where this movie Prey is set in like 1717, probably all the way to like past the Civil War. They had something similar. Oh, actually, no, 1700s. I think it was the thing that sets back in the close forward at Sparks, which is not the rifle he's talking about that was on that ship in the second one. That would be something more like Billy the Kid would have had.
So I know what Apex is referring to. He's referring to the pistol that Danny Glover
The Predator
gets
gave him as a
awarded
gift
to him for defeating the.
Yes, that's what
Yeah.
that's something Billy the Kid probably would have had more so than like what they would have had in 1717. So I'm sitting there trying to remember what kind of guns they had, and they had the kind that you pull the thing back, and when it comes forward, you see this little spark and puff of smoke as it shoots a musket or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was trying to remember because
the-
I'm not really good on the history of military or weapons in general, but I do vaguely remember like when movies are accurate, like what weapons they use. So I try to remember.
Yeah. The pistol that he handed Danny Glover is supposedly. So my friend is even more of a geek about the Predator books than I am. We were talking about this, and that pistol is supposed to come from a pirate ship, and there's apparently a story behind it and everything in the books, and it's all considered canon and everything, and
well, they had pirates from like
so one of the things I've
all the
noticed
way up
about
until the 1800s. So
yeah. So one of the things I noticed about Prey, though, in a lot of the technology that they used, they were like what the Predator used in a lot of ways, but they've got certain mechanics of the machinery different. So I was actually wondering if they didn't have the complete rights to the Predator itself. And so I thought maybe it was because that's why they called it Prey. That's why the helmet isn't the normal metal helmet. The tech that he was using on his arm looked very primitive.
well, I think that was just kind of showing that like as we evolved, they did too, but they were more advanced than us, but they were still evolving themselves.
They didn't even evolve. They took all their tech came from another race. They killed the race and took it.
Well, then maybe they just didn't get to that civilization yet before they took it. Then that's possible.
Well, it depends. If you go by
fire,
right, if you go by Aliens versus Predator, I know you said earlier you didn't like it, but if you go by the lore of it, they were around during like the Aztecs. They knew what was going on back then. So it really depends on what you consider or what is considered canon and what's not. Like I said, I'm not trying to overtake your stream. I just geek out really hard at this kind of stuff.
You're not overtaking it. You're up here so you can say what you want to say. It's not overtaking it.
Hey, Sakurai.
I just geek out.
Oh no! Hey, YouTube is the place for that. Exactly. You're the one that saw the books. I didn't see them, so like you're able to add something that I cannot. Even though mine was originally more. Like
I've only read like a fraction of the books.
Because anybody who tries to review a movie without actually seeing it is just weird. I just want to give like my social commentary about like
Yeah.
what might have ruffled feathers back then we now see as iconic. So maybe in the next generation they won't see this as feather ruffling, like
I
and that was
yeah.
sort of where it was. But yeah, I mean, I know everybody wants to hear more about this. I'm certain because we're all about the geek thing.
Well, so
And
as
so,
far yeah, don't get me going on sci-fi tech. I'll lose my brain. The sci-fi, let's see, sci-fi films aren't canon to Aliens, so probably aren't to Predator. Yeah, I don't know yet. And I just wanted to say, Apex, I love that idea. American Revolution, I want to see it.
that would be neat. That would be
But
wild.
as far as the commentary on, like, the social commentary of it, my only gripe is from a communal tribal standpoint. Very literally, she never would have put the lives of the warriors in danger for her own ends because it's inherently selfish. It's like a military mentality, unit before self. So you put the whole tribe first, that way they can survive. You got to survive the weather, food, all that. But it would have been great if she was out with the male hunters as like their tracker, like she was doing originally, and say they got wiped out and she survived. That would have been explainable. That would have been fantastic.
Well, when the pictures and the previews I saw, there were times when she was out there tracking with them and everything. And wasn't she going out to kind of learn how to hunt and to practice by herself? Some people want to practice by themselves in their off time,
And that's
I
fine.
guess.
Yeah, her doing it on her own in the very beginning, she was just hunting on her own, practicing with her throwing skills, stuff like that. Completely acceptable. Totally natural. She does it away from the tribe because the tribe kind of frowns
What?
on it. Whatever. That's fine.
When did they change the predator's blood?
The predator's blood was still green.
Yeah, that's why I'm sitting here like, what? Because even the poster shows it. It shows green blood on her axe or hatchet. Tomato.
Yeah, it might have been.
Ugh.
I don't know if it was more green, but it was still green in general.
It might add some extra vibrant color to it, but
I also didn't like how the flowers cooled her blood that much. So
well, I mean,
if you're getting that cold, you're dead.
well, you got to realize they were built different back then. People were tougher, and if it's a plant that they commonly used, I'm saying if you can build somewhat
Yeah.
of a tolerance and immunity to it, to where if I took the same dose, it could kill me. And so that's possible that they build up their immunity in different ways to different types of stuff. And so, but I mean, we don't know what the temperature is where she is, but it takes place in this area, like around Oklahoma, Kansas, New Mexico. It's somewhere in the plains areas where it's supposed to take place. And depending on what time of the year, if it's like 100 degrees and your body temperature is cooler than that already, if it brings it down just a little bit more, it could actually work if the surrounding temperatures are warm enough. So
and
that's
Bones,
not
right? There was
necessarily
no
impossible.
side effects from the meds either.
Well, again, if you're built a tolerance and you're somewhat used to that for whatever purpose it's applied, then I mean, obviously she knew what it would do. So obviously it's something a medicine she's familiar with. And besides, some people, depending on the side effects, some people can kind of overcome the side effects. Like if I'm given Dilaudid, which is a synthetic morphine, like so I've had pains in my stomach for years, and sometimes I'm given that. Like a lot of people are like just wiped out and loopy and can't stand up. I can walk a straight line in it with it. I still feel kind of, but I can kind of focus past it, and I can walk a straight line just fine. But just out of legalities, they don't let me ever drive home by myself. They want someone else there to drive me home, because if I take that,
that makes sense.
But if you're used to something to some extent, you can kind of focus past it and focus. And we don't know what effect this stuff had, if any.
Well, I'm just simply referring to, like, if you look at, say, for instance, the Quebec or French trapper or whatever it was, he had his leg torn off and he was bleeding, right? So you could see the heated blood trail, and over the course of 30 seconds, his body temperature had dropped so significantly that the predator couldn't see him. That level of dramatic drop, even if you're used to it, would cause organ problems for a temperature drop. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Whether you're used to it or not, you'd still go into shock.
Oh yeah, you absolutely would go into shock. But like, you gotta realize that these people they came from a different culture and different, like, so she's still being probably used to the outdoors, used to extreme temperature change, used to the medicines that they used. All this would give her an advantage over the French guy you mentioned. And
Oh yeah, but he
is
was
that the one
fine
who's
though.
kind of laying unconscious in the center of
No,
the
he was
camp?
fine. He
And he
was
gets
playing us. He was playing dead, and the predator stepped on him,
that's why I was
and it
asking,
gave
the
him
one that was
away.
just laying down on in the center of the camp with like
He
the
was
has
just
a
playing dead,
vest
but
on.
he
He
was
got stepped
fine.
on by accident and he freaked out.
Yep, yep. He
Okay, I
yelled
saw
because he stepped right on his bad leg.
it's long preview. I saw it was like 5 minutes long of the whole thing in proper order, and that I saw that. I just did the French trapper able to damage it? No, he was laying on the ground and got fucking towed up, which was
Now,
weird.
some of the trappers
I
did
think he caught
cause
the
some problems.
predator. And the issue I had with that scene was the predator. He might have surprised and startled the predator because he just stepped on him. Because usually he doesn't kill somebody who is unarmed. And the
Yeah, it's
Frenchman was
probably that just
not
caught him off
armed.
guard.
Yeah, I think it startled him. He's like, "Oh shit!" And I'm like, "Oh."
Well, he couldn't
fuck.
see him. All he could do was hear him.
Yeah, suddenly
And
something
Bone was
grabs
right.
him or freaks out. Like I would freak out too if I was the predator. Like, what the fuck is that? And so I thought that was
Bone is right
strange. That's
though.
why I had a problem with that scene. So I'm like, wait, but that dude's unarmed though. He doesn't usually fuck with people who are not armed. Well, I don't know
See,
what
I
else
like
the
what
guy
Bone
did to
said.
get himself killed. Because if he had already
Bone is saying that I thought she
kill
would have used the mud.
I when she came out of that lake, I was like, I was waiting. I was actually waiting for her to do that. I actually was. I was like,
That's what I thought too.
oh,
I
you
was
didn't
waiting
do
for it
it.
too. I was
You
like,
didn't do the
that's the
thing.
first predator. Go for it. You're right there.
I was like, I thought she was.
That was
I thought, do the
perfect.
thing. I thought she
It's like
would.
that was the best nod for to Arnold, and I was like, yeah, that'd been great. You should have totally done that. That would have been fantastic, but they didn't do it.
I think they knew everybody was expecting. That's why they kind of fucked with it. But I mean, she might not have thought of that because she's
a
not
couple of
familiar with
different
something that
nods.
sees. I mean, she isn't familiar with something that sees in thermal per se, or she wasn't, and so she started slowly trying to figure out how he was doing what he was doing. And I think, like,
Right.
yeah, and even though she never encountered laser sight technology, she probably realized the thing that was on here that showed 3 lights was on her friend's forehead. That probably she moved him out of the way because it's probably not a good idea. Nothing good can come from that, and she is correct. So that's probably why it's not that she knew he was going to get shot per se, but she knew something from him is now on his forehead that can't be good. And so she probably figured.
Well, she watched I think she watched like 2 or 3 of her fellow Braves get killed by the lights. She actually saw the arrows go following in
one
and
of the
after
YouTubers that complained about it said, "How did she know what those were and why to move them out of the way?" Like that's what he said. So I'm going by what his.
Well, if you watch the movie, he would know. He would have seen it happen. The lasers hit him, and the arrows that he was firing.
I saw lots of the previews.
No, not you, the YouTuber.
No, I know about at least
I'm talking about the
I
YouTuber you're talking
actually
about.
seen it, but I was going based on what he said, and I'm like, okay, if that was the case, and she probably just figured that's not a good thing to have on your friend's forehead and move him out of the way. I mean, that's just common sense, really.
Right.
But yeah,
no, exactly.
So if 2 or 3 of her people were already killed by this, then I don't know why he said that. I don't even remember which YouTuber that was.
She deduced how it was working that was following the light.
Right. She figured out it was some way of, yeah.
And yes, Racer, it showed how the predator arrived.
I in the preview it showed a ship coming in through the clouds to land in the foresty area. It showed that in the beginning of the preview, so I think it did show how they arrived. Oh, well, I mean, kind of, because they're like a breed of hunters. I mean, to like, elephants or lions or whatever, people go to foreign countries to go hunt because I guess it makes them feel better. To those animals, these people popped up out of nowhere and started hunting them too. So like that's just our point of view of the predator. He's popped up out of nowhere, but they're probably like, hey, I heard this place has got good hunting. Let's go to this galaxy right here to go hunt.
So Racer,
I would like to see that.
Oh, sorry.
Oh no! He's like, I wonder what happened to the ship in the movie. I'm like, that's a good question. I would like to know that.
It dropped him off and lifted off.
Oh, did it? Okay, I did not know that.
Yeah, it shows the landing and everything.
Well, yeah, yeah, he killed the bear because the bear chased him. And remember, like this is possible. I feel like this is alluding to this is their first visit to Earth, so they were just going to do a kind of a hunting, a little this and that, looking for the most challenging prey to hunt. And so one of the first challenging things he encountered was that big ass bear charging at him to bite him and attack him. And that I find that challenging as fuck if that happened to me. And it also it's to be intimidating and scary, like, whoa, this guy's strong, or whatever. Him picking up the bear, and the girl's like, giving her an idea of what she's about to deal with. So, but yeah, that
To
predator
be
had never
fair, the
encountered.
predator didn't kill the bear that quickly. It was a little bit of a drawn out fight.
Well, yeah, he did say in the trailer, so they probably did trim it down a pinch. But yeah, it showed it charging at him and trying to bite him, and so I mean, at that point, yeah, that's a challenging fight, and that's what they usually look for. That's why generally they don't kill people without weapons, because they have a weird sense of sportsmanship. And according to the other movies, they don't kill you if you're unarmed, and they don't kill you if you're pregnant, if they can help it.
Well, they'll kill you
Which
if
I think
you're
is very
unarmed.
gentlemanly.
They'll kill you if you're unarmed in the same manner that you are armed. So if it's just barehanded, they'll kill you with their bare hands.
Possibly. Like I think there was one or so scenes where like someone dropped their weapon and went like this, and it like went off. It backed off. I think one of the Predator movies that happened. I think, but that
I'm trying
particular
to remember.
Predator could his preference could have been somebody who was armed, and when he wasn't interested. Like it was no longer a challenge. So that could have been his own personal feelings on it.
Yeah. So it's really hard to say because if we're going by the Predator lore, what that Predator should have been doing in general, the reason why he was dropped off and the reason why he had, say, no shoulder can and stuff like that, is he was getting blooded. This was his proving hunt where he had to go prove himself that he could hunt animals, come back with the trophies, spend X amount of days on the planet, and so on and so forth. But again, I'm wondering if they didn't have all the proper rights to the stuff, and that's why there's so much different about it.
Well, I mean, I don't know how to even look that up to ask Google that question. I don't even know how to.
I don't either.
But it may be just a show, like, because like all the other Predator movies, they were all pretty advanced. But I think because this takes place 300 years ago, it wanted to give us a glimpse of them having not fully advanced their tech either, and just giving us like a little more primitive version of it.
Yeah, except they steal
because
their
with
tech. They never
everything
advance
that
it.
the Predators learned, like through all the other films and updating their fighting techniques and what they do, it would have completely wiped out everybody in that movie much faster. So they had to show both being a little more primitive in their technology and abilities than modern day for it to be a more balanced fight, I think.
Well, in general,
plus
so
it shows us how they,
again,
how far they've come in updating their style.
Yeah, it's just so it's weird because the Predator learns how to fight. It learns how other people fight. It will walk away, observe, learn their fighting techniques, learn to do their fighting techniques. And then, but when it comes to their tech has always been the same because they stole it at the level that it was from the race, and just they didn't know how to improve it. They just kept it.
Right. And so what I'm figuring is that they'd done it to a few places, and then they came to Earth in 1717, according to this movie, and there wasn't a lot of stuff to update. Oh, actually, hold up. The bows and arrows. At some point, I think later on in other Predator movies, they have small little arrow about this big. They shoot at people. So they may have adapted.
They have the darts, the wrist darts.
Yeah, I think they adapt. One could argue they adapted that from the Native Americans when they came in 1717. And took that idea with them, and they improvised it in their own way. And so when they came back to Earth another time in the other movies, they had those little dart things that I don't believe were shown in this one. And so
yeah, they were using
that would be
the Predator was using an arrow.
Well, yeah, like I said, instead of
an
using
actual
the whole...
like, bow and arrow was weird.
Oh, in this movie?
Yeah, it was like, except, his bow was technological, so it was like a magnetic system on his wrist that would make the arrows hover and it'd fire them off.
Okay.
And the arrows would track wherever the lasers were aiming.
Oh, wow. Okay. Well, I definitely do want to see this movie. If someone says it's on Hulu, if someone wants to like hang out after the stream and show us this movie. Well, do you have Hulu?
I do.
Ooh, all
I
right,
don't
we
know if
can
I could
hang out. Like, we
actually
probably won't
get
see the
away
other
with
Predator movies
streaming it
before she
though.
sees. Huh? Oh no, we're not gonna do it
I
live. I
don't know
mean,
if I
like
could get away
after.
with. No, no,
No,
no.
no,
I
like
mean my internet. I don't know if I could stream it.
oh, right.
Otherwise, I would totally be for it. I'd be
Well,
like,
if
yeah,
you were
go for it.
comfortable with it, maybe you could tell like later. You could give me like the login and password to it. I mean, you can always change it later. Like I'm not trying to go to other people's shit or nothing, but
I know
we
what
could.
you mean. I know what you mean.
But if my internet's a little more sturdy, we could do it, and then we could just watch it, and it'd be on your account. And if I want to use your Hulu, I could
I
just
will
be like,
message you
"Hey,
about
bro,
that.
do you mind if I go crazy watching this show or the show?"
Can I bum your
like
Hulu, please?
pretty much. I know I shouldn't say
Need
this,
a
but
bum of
like my
Hulu.
sister is sharing her Netflix with me.
Oh no, you're the reason why they've upped their prices.
No, it was inflation and the Federal Reserve and all the greed. But anywho, hold on. All right, hold on. Let's see. I think it did. I think so too, but I'm not sure. Instead of the laser cannon, it shot out 3 darts. That's what I thought. I thought there was 3 darts at one point in one of the movies, but it's been a long time. Like I said, the most recent one I saw was with the guy who looks like a white Snoop Dogg. I forget his name.
So, Racer, the only reason I complain about the helmet is the Predators have atmospheric an atmosphere they have to breathe within the helmet. They only take it off for a short time. Whenever the Predator takes it off, you see him unplug the tubes. And this one, he didn't have it. It was completely air open. He was breathing like normal, and that should have been actually difficult for him.
Okay, the most recent movie I saw was Predators from 2010, and the guy who looks like a white Snoop Dogg, that is Adrian Brody. Okay, I know he looks like a white Snoop Dogg, but I don't remember
Predators.
his name. Yes.
Is that the one where
I
they're
typed
dropped
it
on the
in.
planet?
It's I'll show you real quick.
Because I'm trying to think of which one that was.
It's got Topher Grace ends up being that serial killer, and it like surprised everyone.
Oh yeah.
I didn't see that coming at all. I mean, I
one.
should have because he looked like the most benign, harmless of all the entire group. I should have known something was wrong, but it's really hard to picture the guy from that 70s show being a serial killer. That was really weird. I was like, what? That blew my fucking mind. I was like, I didn't see that coming, to be honest. I thought it seemed weird, but I thought at most maybe he was in trouble for like white collar crime or something. I didn't think like, he was in trouble for that. Like everybody else was there for having done something serious. So he seemed like an odd choice, but I was like, I'm just going to go with it. And I was surprised. But yeah, that was that's the last one I saw.
Believe it or not,
that was like a few years ago.
Yeah, I liked Predators. It was good.
Yeah, a lot of people
were saying
bitched about that. I
the
actually thought it was
different
good
race.
too.
They actually changed in Prey the Predator's face structure. They actually changed it. They made him look less like the Predators we know.
Exactly. Fucking Eric Foreman, dude. I didn't
I know, right? Seriously.
That's why I didn't see it coming. I should have, but I didn't, and they surprised me, and I'm like, touche. But
he just didn't have red around.
I didn't get a chance to really see the
Predator's
face in the preview much. Like the majority of the time, like I saw him yell, and I thought his forehead looked a little different, but I wasn't totally sure. But like this part looked normal. But most of the time, he had that weird like. It looked like it was made out of some kind of animal skull. I couldn't. I'm not. Or
if you only look at the mandibles, it looks normal. If you just look at the mandibles, it looks normal. But when he takes the helmet off, you can see the skull structure is different.
I'd have to see that because I don't know. I think there might have been like maybe various ones, or maybe like he said, he was maybe the equivalent of a young one because he was going out on his first hunting trip by himself. So maybe when they get to a certain age, their skull forms differently. I mean, they could have signs of maturing, and maybe that's an immature one. And when he matures, his skull will change. Maybe. I mean, I don't know. I don't know if they necessarily explain it exactly.
So in Predators, the movie we were just talking about, if you remember, there was two classes of Predator. There's the smaller ones who don't fight honorably, and then there's the normal ones that we're all familiar with. The smaller ones are hunted by the normal ones.
Okay, and so this might have been a group of something in between.
I mean, I guess it's possible. Let's see. The small ones are like a subspecies or a subclass of the Predator, and the tall ones are the normal evolution of the predator, but this one didn't look like either the small or the tall. So that's why I was kind of confused. But again, I don't know. It you'd have to research who wrote, directed, how they got the rights to it. I mean, there's a lot of questions. But when it comes to just the movie itself as a whole, as being a good movie, bad movie, female protagonist, whatever, I don't care. As far as the female protagonist, if it's written well, it's written well. Like I said, I had such a crush on Ripley. She was my hero growing up.
I
Colonial
think she was a
Marines
lot
couldn't
of
handle the
people.
aliens. She
A lot of people
could.
like her.
Yeah. But well, yeah, they used the camo. I know that's not really honorable, but that's what they did. They still fight honorable in the sense of same weaponry.
I mean,
For
people
the most
do
part.
that too, though.
They
They
just use that
dress
in
in
advanced
camo
version
so
of
they
it.
can sneak up on a deer. I mean,
Yeah,
so
exactly.
a lot of people kind of do. Bush was like
Ripley
ain't
ain't
got
got a
no butt.
butt. You're not
Dude,
wrong.
it was the late 70s. It was the late 70s. Everybody was trying to have a flat butt back then. Like that's just
Was that the 70s? I don't remember that being a
It was,
70s thing.
the first Alien movie came out in 1979. So 79, 80,
Yep.
made it tomorrow.
The
Everybody
year
was
after I was born.
back then. I keep forgetting. I don't feel like you're older than me, so it keeps fucking with me a little. I always think about my age.
Oh yeah, I'm dirt old.
You are not dirt old. First off, you're only 10 years older than me, and you don't look it anyhow. I look older than you, so man. Yeah, he confirms 1979.
Yeah.
But,
No. So it's a good example of if people want to critique a female lead nowadays, there are plenty of movies that show that where they're doing it badly. If you want to critique a
yeah.
good
I'm not down
female
that.
lead
Like,
from
I want to pretend
the
that
80s,
2016 Ghostbusters never happened. We just don't speak of it. Charlie's Angels, we don't fucking speak of it. We just do not. So
Yeah,
I'm
we shall not
on their
speak of this.
side when they're right, but a lot of people are like, "Oh, they have a female that survives it, even though she wouldn't be trained well enough to." And I'm like, neither was Sarah Connor. She worked in a fucking diner, and
So
nobody was upset that she survived.
let's take a moment and look at what they're saying. So people are wanting to see this a certain way, and I don't know if it's intentionally or accidentally, but the
I think
reason
they're
why
so used
is
to looking for a
because
woke agenda. They're just seeing around every corner, and sometimes when there isn't one.
well, you're being inundated with it. Every Hollywood is hitting you with every turn. It's
Oh
all
yeah,
woke. It's
no
all
doubt.
this. It's all that. So naturally, the first conclusion is, no, it's the female lead. It's bad, or something.
Well, that's what they kind of make it sound, because I mean, a lot of them will even go based on preview before the movie comes out, and immediately like, oh, it's got a female lead and this and that. And it's like, can you at least wait to see it before you hate it? Fuck, like at least give it a chance. If it sucks, then say it sucks. But you're already going in with well, not you, but like generalized you. You're already going in with a preconceived idea of, oh well, this and that, and it's like,
I will be 100% straight up. Even I had that preconceived notion. I wasn't going to watch it. My friend, the guy I was telling you about, who reads all the Predator books, he's like, no, it's actually possible. A woman could go toe to toe with the Predator. It's in one of the books. There's a Japanese lady who straight up samurai style just kicks the snot out of a Predator in one of the books. He sent me the picture of the cover, and I went, okay, that right there is fair. That's canon. So we'll go check it out.
yeah. Oh, he brings up Masters of the Universe Tila. Not bad.
I will not watch that show.
Well, granted, but still, but like these days, like people who produce in Hollywood and people who seem to what's the word I'm looking for? They do the hype man work to like, hey, this movie's got a female whatever. Like females have been in movies since movies started. Even the silent era, there was female leads. I mean, Mary Pickford was one. I mean, granted, it wasn't an action film, but people are acting like a woman being like the star or the survivor is a new thing. It's not. We had that in the late 70s with Alien. The 90s was full of movies with women in it doing a good job, and nobody, at least I don't remember anyone bitching saying, "Oh, it's got a female lead, it's being woke." Like there was a martial artist, Cynthia Rothrock. I don't think anybody remembers her now, but she was like the thing in like the early 90s, and she could fight like Chuck Norris. Like that girl would just, like someone grabbed her from behind, she could bring up her leg and kick the guy in the face because she was short, but she was like a limber little fucker. And so like the dude be like properly tall for it, of course, and she'd bring up leg, kick him right in the face behind her, over her shoulder, and keep fighting. Like she was like a little blonde Jackie Chan or Chuck Norris, man. She would just tear it up. And nobody, as far as I know, nobody thought it was woke. My dad was, born in the 40s, and he was a fan of hers. He didn't think that was woke.
Yeah, no, it's how you present it. And honestly, I just don't like how everybody keeps thinking, this is the first time a woman has been brave
Right?
and taking the
Yeah,
lead and
so
whatnot. But I'm
when
like,
you talk about
no,
Hollywood being stupid, yeah, that's probably what you're talking about. Is they're making it seem like it's a new thing when women have been in movies since movies started, and
Xena
so
was
they act like
awesome.
they've got the newest thing, and it's like, no, you don't.
Trying to think. Oh, so if you look at things like say TV series, for instance, in Star Trek, uh, Janeway was the first female captain, and it
Oh,
broke
okay.
the mold of always having male captains. Um, and my first love for Star Trek is Deep Space Nine. It's my most no, sorry, the original series with Kirk. I'm a big. I want to be like Kirk when I grow up. But Deep Space Nine was my second favorite, and then Voyager was my third. I know everybody loves Next Generation, but honestly, I loved what Voyager was doing. Voyager was such a great series, lost out there in the middle of nowhere, and it was great. And the captain was played well, really well.
Yeah, and obviously, if the lead is sucky, then the movie sucks. But it seems like a lot of the YouTube community, like as soon as a female is presented as a lead, they immediately jump on it more than they would if it was a guy. And they're like ready to critique the shit out of it. It's like, whoa, can you at least wait till the movie comes out before you say it sucks? Hold up, give it a chance. Whoa, because
Yeah,
I understand when stuff is going on, people who are opposed to it will polarize, and then they'll counter it and polarize more. And so I get that's what's happening, but we got to like remain, where we can like, all right, let's see if this movie sucks before we tell everybody it sucks and we hate it. Because, like you were saying, that guy must not have watched the movie since he didn't realize that 2 or 3 of her friends had been killed prior to her pushing him out of the way of that laser. And so,
yeah,
like, I was going based on what he said because that was his opinion. I'm like, well, I mean, maybe she knew it was a bad idea to have that on your forehead. Like,
yeah.
I would assume I was in trouble too. I mean, and so the fact that he must not even watched it, he must have played it off like he either watched it or just literally didn't pay attention to the movie at all. Anyway, but yeah, I can't wait to see it because I'm gonna like I saw the previews and some of them I'm like some of it was a little extra gross. So I was like, oh, I didn't need to see that, but that had nothing to do with it being a female lead. It's just a little extra, violent. I'm like, I don't know. I mean, I expect it to be violent, but I guess I don't need to see as much blood splashing everywhere. I'm just like, ooh, you know. But that I'm like that with
Yeah, well,
most
that's the difference
anyway.
between the '80s and now.
Well, I
I mean,
mean,
if you
the
look at the way
Predator
they
in the
did
80s was
Predator in the
pretty bad.
'80s,
I mean, they
it
literally
was
skinned
awesome.
those soldiers. Yeah,
Oh
that
yeah,
was oh man, just imagine the sting of that. Fuck. Ooh. But
hardcore.
yeah, but a lot of people were trying to, hey, Happy Dino, how are you, honey? Lots of hugs. I haven't seen you in ages. But yeah, they were trying to compare like how a lot of the team in the original Predator, like pretty much all of them lost except one. They're like, so how in the world would this girl be able to like go up against him? And I'm like, well, some of the tribe helped.
It
So,
wasn't even all of them lost. The female Colombian woman that was with Arnold survived as well.
well, she also was really good at staying the fuck out of the way. That also helped a lot.
Yep, but
And her
she
being a
knew how to
female
fight
because
too.
they
She
don't seem big on killing women who are unarmed. That does not seem to be their normal MO. So that also was
no,
to
they
her
usually
favor.
stay away from it.
Happy Dino, that this is not a question to ask here. We're just talking about a movie. There's no need to talk about beef while we're talking about a movie. That's all. Love you though.
But I like beef.
Like I can talk to you later. Like if you want to message me later, like on Twitter or whatever, and you want to ask me, that's cool. But like it doesn't like I broadcasted as much as needed to be broadcast. It doesn't need to be broadcasted again. It doesn't. But I do love you though. But yeah. So all right. And let's see. Raquel, did you get a chance to see the previews?
I'm looking them up right now.
Oh, okay. I told her to do it earlier, but I think she was like, eh. But she has a couple of streams to go to be fair. So,
Mm-hmm.
Are you popular
But
right
yeah,
now?
we could.
Well, I've been to Potato Revan's live stream or podcast, whatever you want to call it. Um, and I went to his friend's live stream right after Tokyo Trekker, and we were talking about anime and Japanese culture.
Good times.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Happy Dino. Like I said, I could talk to you on Twitter. There's no sense in like ruffling feathers like in the middle of this. Is all. But
I would suggest, in all honesty, if you've seen Predator and you like Predator, watch the movie. Prey is not a bad movie. It's really not. They got some stuff wrong. They did some stuff differently. It was a meh. It was a mediocre. It's not one I'll watch again, but I'll watch it for the sake of watching it.
right on. And at least it's not so terrible you can't sit through it again. So like, okay, that's at least promising.
Right. I could nothing during my whole time watching it, nothing made me go, I just can't handle this. I didn't have to skip any scenes. I
Right
didn't
on.
have any issues with that. So I was okay with that. As far as I'm concerned, it's passing time.
Well, like I said, I don't know if I'll find it as good as the Predators from 2010 because I did like that one better than most of them. Weirdly, I don't know why. I don't know. It was just like I think it was a little more surprised than I was normally used to because usually like it's a team against them, not them and each other. They had to worry about. It was kind of a weird twist. So uh,
Oh, that Boosh said something I wanted to comment on. I was something I was going to say. I forgot about. So I was looking at the two pistols, comparing a side by side on Google Images from Predator 2 and the one from Prey. They are different pistols, different quality. And they look very similar, but they're different qualities.
yeah, they
But
brought.
yeah, that's what I
I
wanted. I
noticed
was
how
going
they
to comment on that.
emphasized that little gold plaque on the side of it. So I felt like they were trying to make us think it was the same one.
Yeah, well, they were doing. So there was a few scenes in the movie where they did some official nods to the other Predator movies, like the original Predator. One of the guys says, "If it bleeds, we can kill it," just like Arnold said. Um,
Nice.
and so yeah, there was some nods to the original movies, and I'm all for that. Um, But that's what I was wondering. The only way they would have gotten that pistol in that case would have been to wipe out that entire tribe and take it.
Possibly. I mean, they got a lot of those European trappers or whatnot because the one scene, like one of the preview trailers, it was showing like a bunch of them getting wiped out. And they had guns. He could easily like taken theirs.
Yeah, they got more than wiped out. You'll see once you see the movie. There's nothing left after that.
Oh yeah, those guys got fucked up. Like they had a neat idea of like trying to like throw a net on them and jump him, but I'm like, ooh,
Yeah.
yeah, they were not ready for that. Like kudos, they tried, but
They,
no,
they,
they should have
no,
stuck to
they tried.
bears. Uh
Yeah, I
oh.
don't know. I don't know if they were doing the pistol thing as a nod to Predator 2 or if they're claiming that's the pistol that they used for Predator 2, or I didn't know what their intent was.
Or maybe they screwed up and they got the like they like I think this gun is a this and this and they try to get it. It's actually the wrong one. Because like well, I thought, if it's a pistol, like the one in Predator Two was a rifle. I don't think it was a pistol. I think it was a
No,
rifle.
Predator 2 was a pistol. He was a pistol.
Was
I even
it's been a
looked it up,
long
double check
time
just to
since I've
make sure.
seen that. Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
you can Google it. Just Google Predator 2 pistol and Prey pistol, and there's a couple of side by sides.
All right.
Somebody actually meshed the two images together. It was pretty cool. Yeah, they did have some Easter eggs in there, and I did like the nods. I won't lie.
Oh, okay. 1715. Well, hold up. Oh wait, yeah. Never mind. My brain went stupid for a second. Okay, I got it. So yeah, okay. So the gun was only like 2 years old in the setting of the film Prey, which is not an unusual age for someone's handgun, I suppose. But all right, that is so cool that they did that. All right.
Easter eggs like the flintlock, for instance. Easter eggs like the lines from other movies, stuff like that. Hello, Potato Raven. Revan, sorry, Revan.
Hey, Revan.
Hello, Irish potatoes. How are you? Hello. His microphone might be acted up. I don't know.
No, we
no,
can't.
Yeah,
We
I had
can't
to change
hear
my
you.
settings on mine.
we can't. Sorry. Yeah, apparently Potato Revan's been nonstop all day.
Hear me now?
Yes, kind of.
There you are.
Yeah, we can hear you.
I'm coming in 1 second. How about now?
Yeah, you sound good.
Perfect.
Yay!
You're
Hey,
telling
Mari,
me.
did you
Oh,
catch
okay.
the end of my stream?
Huh?
Did you catch the end of my stream?
No. This started an hour ago. Oh, yeah, a little over an hour ago.
Okay. I'll link you my stream tomorrow. I gave you a bit of a shill and you'll like it.
Revan, you mind if I ask what you stream?
Oh, I am a nerd channel and I basically talk nerd stuff. Today we spoke about anime. For the past 2 months, I've been talking about the Orville. I've spoken about Batman, Star Wars, Star Trek, all different nerdy things.
Nice. Okay, I'm dropping you a subscribe. That's right up my alley.
Ah, brilliant. Hold on, I'll get you a link to me. Where do I live? Where do I live?
That's okay. I already got it. I looked you up.
Ah, sweet. Thank you so much.
My pleasure. I love me with some anime.
I like
Yeah.
anime too.
Raquel was on my stream.
Mm-hmm.
She's good peoples.
So many good people here. Raquel, do you have a channel?
Yes, I do.
The question is, does Moira have a channel?
Let me just get the link.
Yeah, Moira, do you have a channel?
Oh. I am only on for a few minutes, Moira. It is 4:12 in the morning.
Dang.
All right, there you go. It's Sandy. Welcome.
Boosh.
It's in the.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Oh,
You're
I
welcome.
got it.
Evan is actually Japanese. He just does a mediocre Irish accent. Excuse you, this is a Jamaican accent.
What?
Amira up there is African American.
Oh my God! What are you? Are you high?
No, he's just tired.
Revan is the part of the Jamaican bobsled team.
No, I'm the egg that lives in man's pocket.
Why did you put that in the private chat instead of the main chat?
What? Oh, I can
I'm
put it.
confused.
It was for Insanity Welcome, but I can put it in the main chat.
Yeah, I thought you would put it in the main chat too.
I don't drink coffee.
They drink tea.
What?
I don't drink tea.
What?
What?
No, coffee is life.
I don't
Right?
drink. I don't drink coffee either. Orange juice.
I
Raquel
can't
is a girl
talk to
after
any
my
of
own heart.
y'all. We just can't talk to any of y'all.
No, Myra, a few years back,
So many blasphemers.
I burned my esophagus pretty badly.
Ah,
So, like, things like hot drinks are quite painful.
you do realize there is such a thing as iced coffee. I know Europeans aren't big on using, like, ice in their drinks, but, like, iced coffee is an option.
Yeah, coffee, if it tastes like coffee cake, tastes disgusting. Oh, Myra, I would just like to inform you from my friend who works in Walmart, a pumpkin spice is out.
It's okay. I don't really go for pumpkin spice stuff anyway.
Ah, okay, so you're not basic. Got it.
Oh yeah, see, there's iced tea as well. Yeah, you can have iced tea.
Ooh, pumpkin, like, you know,
if you're gonna go to Texas, you better learn to understand iced tea, my dear.
Yeah, I have learned to love iced tea since I moved down here. Holy crud.
I just
I'm only-
realized that, like,
Where's down here?
Southeastern Texas.
Oh, okay.
another
Nice.
neighbor.
I'm in the upper
Yeah, I
parts
moved
of.
here from Oregon.
Oh, nice.
Oh, so you're a refugee. Got it.
I was about to say that. I was.
I am.
He escaped.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's
yeah.
good.
Boosh is
Completely.
also in Texas, and Potato Revan is hoping to go to Texas soon from Ireland.
Yeah.
Yeah, I found out Boosh is like an hour away from me or so.
Oh wow. I'm at Dallas, Texas.
Push just shows
Oh,
up
wow, you're like 12
at
hours.
Insanity's house
What?
with a bottle of lube and 2 bottles of beer, and he's like, what's that one for there, buddy?"
What did you
Just
say?
starts laughing.
Potato Revan, are you going to be okay? How long have you been awake?
Sandy, did you say 12 minutes away?
12,
9
I
a.m.
think it was 12 hours, I believe. I got to double check.
Oh, 12 hours. Okay.
From where I am. Yeah, what do you think I said?
I thought you said 12 minutes.
Yes,
Oh,
Raquel, he is still.
No, that would make me a stalker.
No, he's like, Raquel is 12 minutes, 14 seconds away from my house if I go by foot.
Apparently, Zachariah as well.
Oh, look at that in Houston.
Nobody's in Oklahoma. Nobody's in Oklahoma. Everybody's in fucking Texas.
Actually, Myra, Geek Hero Bubba's
Oklahoma.
Geek Hero Bubba's actually in Oklahoma.
Who?
Geeky
Bubba, Geeky
Republic is in Oklahoma.
I don't know
Yeah.
who that is.
I want to go home.
You are home, aren't you?
I don't know. I'm just a potato floating in the emptiness of space.
Space potato.
Myra found me in space one day. She hit me with a baseball bat, and
What?
Actually, I was wrong.
And
Holy crud, you're 3 hours and 17 minutes away from me.
3 hours? Oh, cool.
3 hours and 17 minutes, 42 seconds. But if he stops by your car first, it's 3 hours, 42 minutes and 28 seconds. But if he finds your bedroom window open, that's a quicker entry. Otherwise, he'll just have to go through your back door with a chainsaw.
Oh, perfect.
I am a gentleman. I will knock first.
I have a joke for the ladies. What is the quickest way to a man's heart?
Through his chest.
To his stomach.
Myra, you have my sense of humor. It is through his chest with a chainsaw.
The chainsaw just end up going right through the whole thing. Like, it depends if you want the stuff that's in there. Like, you just gotta go straight through. Like, I would say just run underneath the rib cage so you don't have to run to the breastplate. But, you know.
Yeah.
I know, I'm so messed up. I'm sorry.
Or else if you want to go the way of our ancestors, you go into the back and make him look like a nice little birdie.
Oh, God. Okay, we're going to end the stream there anyway. So we love you all. Thank you so much for coming to visit us. Now, I think Potato Revan needs some sleep, and I have some Predator movies to watch. So we love you all. We appreciate you so much for coming by. Hold on. Everything. They want $130 to see YouTubers? Oh, fuck that shit.
I just did an anime stream that was absolutely free.
Right? No shit. Exactly.
It's YouTube. What am I going
I'm
to
sorry.
do?
I'm cheap
Go
and
ahead.
easy. No, that I won't pay.
Yeah, but even if I was big like Doomcock, I was talking to my admins. And I said, if I was big like Doomcock, why would I turn around and ask the people who have supported me since I was small to go and pay for stuff that when I was small I was doing for free? That is just a dick of dick moves.
Well, I mean, sometimes you move up so you can make a few bucks, but charging too much is a bit much.
No, I personally, I
I don't
think
know. I
charging
mean-
anything.
I just think
Yeah.
it depends on the situation. I mean, we can't call judgment on someone for not knowing their motives. If it's a full-time job for the individual, they still have to make their living wage.
That's true.
Yeah, but also if you look at Doomcock, the amount of super chats he gets supersedes $130 that or something like that he could charge. He gets $500,
And
$600 at a time in super chats from a
Oh,
single
yeah.
individual.
In that case, yeah, he's fine. Like, if you,
but how often does he do that though? Is that like once a week?
Weekly. No, he does it multiple times a week on multiple channels. Where when he's on the other channels, he gets a cut of their super chats.
I mean, I've been in his chats before because I watch Doomcock, I watch Nerdrotic
I'm
and all that
so
good stuff.
sorry.
No, I like him. I enjoy him.
No,
They're just fun.
I am the guy who made Doomcock nearly have a nervous breakdown. I'm the guy who made Doomcock shut his Discord down.
What?
Yeah, I led
Wow.
a rebellion on Doomcock's Discord.
You led a rebellion.
Yes,
Okay,
I got
stream's not
Doomcock's
ending. He has to
Discord.
explain
You're
this.
still letting Northern Ireland be considered part of the UK. Come on now.
I'm sorry, what now?
If you can lead a rebellion, then liberate the northern part of Ireland. Damn it.
No, basically Doomcock's mods were being shits. I can't get into the full story, but they were basically deleting political opinions that they not Doomcock, they did not agree with. They kicked a paying member of his paid Discord out, and they also ended up laughing about him
Ooh.
after he was gone. When I pointed this out, and I pointed out how they were, because they brought me into a private Discord, and when I pointed out just how they were talking, and when I pointed that out to everyone, the entirety of the Discord, who were the paid subscribers, not the mods, were on my side, and they called the mods started trending in the Discord for about 7.5 hours. Then after that, Doomcock was reported as saying, "Shut that effing Discord down and kick that see you next Tuesday out of my effing Discord."
Well, no, I didn't know about that. That kind of changes
Say
your
the
perspective.
say that last part again. I didn't hear it clearly.
Doomcock said, "Shut for a week. Shut that effing Discord down and kick that see you next Tuesday out of my effing Discord."
All right. The see you next Tuesday is a euphemism for calling him a cunt.
I didn't know what to say.
Yeah.
Look, I'm a little confused. He was telling.
He was talking to a mod about me.
Yeah, he's saying kick that cunt out of my
Fucking Discord.
The mods
Okay.
should have been dealt with.
They should have.
This is
The
why
mods are.
it's a euphemism for that word. See you next Tuesday.
No, I was just confused about the other part.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So Doomcock hates me.
I don't know why, because he was trying to help you. You were trying to help him, actually.
He must not have wanted the help, I guess.
Oh, Doomcock in his paid Patreon Discord has no interest in his paid Discord. He no longer, or very, very rarely, does his hangouts in there that he used to. He does not hang out in this Discord that was set up in his name for people who are paying a lot of money to be there. From as little as $1, I can see by, again, people who are up in the upper echelons of maybe $50, $60, even $100. People who are sending him gifts, people who are acting like a cult around him. This is Myra, there have been sexual things sent to Doomcock.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
Yeah.
Lovely.
Yeah,
So remember,
Doomcock
kid, your channel gets above 5K.
What's that app that people use? What's the name of it?
Grindr?
No.
Tinder?
No.
Which app?
TikTok?
OnlyFans?
No. Some kind of
OnlyFans?
app, like, for example, you can sell your feet pics for views.
OnlyFans.
Yes.
OnlyFans. That's what I said.
There's a few like that. There's OnlyFans and something else. I can't remember what it was called though. People have been talking about it on Twitter all the time.
Fansly.
Yeah,
that's the one.
OnlyFans.
Yeah, but I got into a fight with a high-paying member of Doomcock's Discord because she sang, Myra, you're a very, well, I'd say spiritual Irish person. You understand a lot about our culture and songs. You'll understand the cadence of Parting Glass.
I haven't heard that forever.
I'm not asking you to sing. I'm just saying you understand the cadence of it, how it's meant to be sung.
I think so. I think it's like a 2/4 time.
It's a
Like,
morning song.
oh well, I meant like it's not fast paced. It's not super slow. It's like
Yeah, yeah.
instead of 4/4 time being fast, 2/4 time being kind of in the middle.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't understand that. I didn't
Yeah,
take
sorry.
music myself. So basically, for those who don't understand, Parting Glass is a situational morning song. If it is sung at a funeral, it is for the dead. If it is sung at a going away party, it is the morning that you will never see that person again. Right? It is a morning song.
Okay.
This woman sang it as an upbeat
What?
song. Yeah. And I'm there and I'm like,
Wow.
I've heard this song sang thousands of times. I'm like, that is not how you sing it. This is a song for my country. And she's told me to be effing quiet. I don't know what I'm talking about.
Wow.
Wow.
Yeah. Doomcock at one stage had a group of female mods who two of my friends were in it, called the Doomcock Darlings.
Oh, wow.
It got very sexual.
Man, it's just wild. Yeah, I'm gonna end stream.
So is that the goal then? Become
over here?
Man, so the goal is to become famous and have your special Discord chats. Is that how this works?
Yeah, pretty much.
I guess goals. Seriously, wow.
Yeah. But if you were wondering why Doomcock a few months ago went cuckoo bananas, that was me.
I did not know he did because I don't pay attention to him.
You see,
I
Myers
did see a
got
rumor
a
on
thing.
Twitter about Doomcock today.
Yes, I actually responded to it, and that I said, "Can your inside sources confirm it?"
He hasn't said anything on Twitter yet. I've just checked
He
Twitter
did.
again. He hasn't said a
No,
single
he
thing.
did. He deleted it.
He did?
It's why
He
got
did.
screenshot
I
that
have a
shit.
screenshot of it.
Oh, he did. Oh, he got it. Ah, shit. All right.
Myra, would you like to see the screenshot?
Let's say goodbye to everybody first, and then we can stand by and watch and see the screenshot.
Before you do that, like, yeah, I was asking Hakeem the question. He hasn't he hasn't responded yet.
Well, hopefully they're still there. Yoo-hoo!
Yeah, Hakeem. You're on Discord. Can you type your name and number? How?
Yeah, I'm hoping to watch the new Prey movie.
Okay, I just need to know the name and number and how it is.
I think they're gonna go get it now.
Okay.
But Doomcock was basically saying that he isn't unalived and things like that. That he's very much alive. And I responded underneath Doomcock's tweet that said, "Can your inside sources confirm this?"
I think that's funny. He shouldn't be mad. That's cute. Because he's always saying inside sources about everything.
But Maya, did your inside sources tell you that? My inside sources. So, he did not like it one time when he said his inside sources, and I commented, "So, in your opinion?"
KLN 1469. Okay, see that works.
Doomcock does not like me. He went on. In an ex-friend of mine, he went on a tirade against her because she dared to question him on Patreon, and he lost his ever-loving mind against her.
So if he's a supervillain bent on world domination, does this make you a superhero?
No, this makes me a god.
Oh, for goodness sakes. And sacrilege. All right, so goodbye, everybody. Thank you so much for coming by and visiting us. Love you all.
Laters.
Have a good night, all.
I exist.